Let me say this with love, but also with truth. If you're still broke right now, it's probably not because of the economy. It's because you're playing the wrong game. And I get it, because I used to play it too. You're showing up every day, you're working hard, you're doing your best, but no matter how much you make, it still feels like you're starting from zero, and it just doesn't seem fair. You're tired of chasing, struggling, sacrificing. Then this episode's for you. Let's be real. You're not broke because of how much you make. You're broke because how you're structured and how your money is flowing. In this episode, I'm going to break down the real reasons why people stay stuck financially, even with six-figure incomes, and what the wealthy do differently when it comes to taxes, systems, entities, and legacy. I'm not here to sell you on the hype. I'm here to give you the blueprint, raw, honest, and from experience of how to do this. If you've ever felt like no matter how hard you work, you're still starting from scratch each month, then this episode is for you. And listen, make sure to stick around till the end, because I'm going to share the exact mindset shift of how to break the system and what it is that's keeping you broke. This one thing that changed my life in law school, while I was literally having to donate blood just to eat, that story alone could change the way you look at money forever. So let me take you back. I was in my first year of law school. It was at the end of the first semester and my student loans had dried up. I didn't have any more money. I didn't work first semester and I wasn't gonna get another installment until the next semester. So I had, a month and a half to figure out what the hell I was gonna do. So I started donating blood just to eat. I was buying discount meat, in the clear section. I was stretching $5 like it was 50. Wasn't partying. I wasn't blowing the money. I just didn't have a system, no plan, no backup. And that's when it hit me. Being broke isn't about how much money you make. It's about how much you control and how much control you have over your money. Back then, I was reacting to money, and now I command it. And that shift, it was the beginning of everything that I teach today, and it could be the beginning for you too. I'm curious, what was your lowest money moment? Comment below. I want to hear your story. I read every comment, and I would really love to hear that. Broke people play checkers with their money, while rich people play chess. Here's what checkers looks like. You make money, you spend it, then you get taxed, and then you repeat this cycle. Now the rich, on the other hand, play chess. They make money, they tax plan, they invest in assets, build their legacy, and then they spend. One way is a job, the other way is a system, and if you don't understand how the game works, it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to learn how to use it and to learn it now. Money doesn't care how hard you work. It flows to structure, to control, and to systems. That's why you can work 2 jobs and still be broke. Meanwhile, someone else is in an LLC, has a few assets and a tax plan, and is living tax-free. DM me system if you're ready to get one built, and I'll show you what that system looks like. The first time I built a system, it was messy, confusing, but it worked. I went from trapped in my W-2 job, getting taxed to death, no plan for my future, to business income, control over how I'm taxed, assets that pay me, and a plan for my future. It wasn't easy, but it was definitely worth it. I teach people how to build this system from scratch. And if you want the blueprint, schedule a discovery call at bristertaxlaw.com. Do you want to know what your biggest expense is? It's not rent. It's not your groceries, not your car payment. It's taxes. And if you're not thinking like an investor or a business owner, you're tipping the IRS every single year. Wealthy people don't avoid taxes, they plan for them. Here's what nobody tells you. The tax code is not a punishment book, it's a reward system. And it rewards people who provide housing, people who start businesses, people who create jobs, people who invest. If you're being heavily taxed, it means you're not doing the things that the government wants to incentivize. My family worked for decades, but when they passed, nothing came with them. No real estate, no business, no life insurance, no trust, just a legacy of hard work and struggle. And I remember thinking, this is how the cycle repeats. That day in law school, really, that's the day that I said, the broke cycle ends with me. And maybe that day is here too for you. So there's 4 stages of wealth, and most people will stay at number 1. So those 4 stages of wealth are: you make it, you keep it, you multiply it, and then you pass it on. Like I said, most people never get past step 1. Why? Well, because no one teaches them how to keep it through tax strategy, asset protection, trust, and smart structuring. But that's where I come in. DM me levels and I'll break it down to your specific situation. Wealthy people rarely let all their money hit their personal account. They shift it legally and strategically, and it flows kind of like this. You make active income, usually taxed at the highest rate, and then you invest in tax-efficient vehicles that create passive income. These assets work for you, and they're taxed at way better rates than what you're getting at when you're working hard and breaking your back. Think, investing in things like real estate, stocks, other businesses. This isn't tax evasion, it's tax planning, and that's how the game is played at the top. Don't let the perfection stop you. You can start your wealth building system even with $1, right? But you have to be intentional, and every dollar needs a purpose. So plant that dollar in the right soil, your business, a piece of real estate, or investments, and watch it grow into something your kids can benefit from. Here's the truth. You don't have a money problem. You have a discipline problem. You don't track your expenses. You don't invest in yourself. You don't study wealth, but you want freedom. Discipline is the price to admission, and systems let your discipline scale. You don't need a raise, you need a system. A raise won't save you if your money has no structure. You're asking for more gas in a car that has no wheels. What you need is a vehicle, a strategy, and a blueprint. If you DM me on Instagram, vehicle, I'll send you a 5-minute walkthrough of how to structure your finances like a millionaire. Nobody said that this was going to be easy. There's no shortcut. There's no cheat code, but there is a proven path. And it starts with one belief. The broke cycle ends with me today. Say that again, and say it until it becomes real. Now let's build your system and change your family tree forever. If this episode was helpful, please share this with someone who is working on breaking those generational curses. My name's Anthony Brister, and I'm owner, founder of Brister Law Firm. Thank you for following and watching this, and if it was helpful, please share, like, and subscribe.